What does it take to become a champion? On today's The 77%, we'll travel across the African continent to discover the secrets of people who've excelled in sports. My name is Liz Cho, and I'm super excited about today's program. If we're quite honest, many of us have already ditched most of our New Year's resolutions. Remember how you wanted 2024 to be the year where you worked out more and only ate healthy foods? Well, today we'll look at what makes a champion, and I can tell you one thing. People who win medals in sports don't give up on their goals. Now, we asked you what it takes to reach the absolute summit of your sport. Is it talent, grit, or the spirit? Here's what you told us. Kennedy Sitati says there's no definite answer to your question. Of course, you have to be talented, have endurance, and on top of everything, you need a very strong fighting spirit if you want to compete at the highest level. Solomon Kunbate says it's a gift from God. And then we have Gilbert Ahiabu, who says, I will suggest it is support. When you get the support, the rest will be an additional priority for you and for your supporters. Thank you very much for those messages. We'll stay with support and look at why champions need a good mentor.
It takes more than just talent to make a champion. We need someone to recognize our gift, polish the rough diamond within, and then promote us like a superfan. In other words, we need a mentor, experienced teachers, coaches, or trainers to guide us through thick and thin. At times, we need someone to kick our butt in training. Sometimes we need a shoulder to cry on, or a hand to pick us up. Competitive sport is full of challenges, and not just when the match starts or the race begins. So, we always need a mentor in our corner who fights for us no matter what. In the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, some young athletes come from unimaginably difficult backgrounds where war and hardship have left deep scars. Coach Kibo Mango runs a boxing school for youngsters to leave their troubles outside the ring. Kibo Mango says every jab and every hook is aimed at banishing the mentality of rebel soldiers. Through fancy footwork and powerful punches, the young men learn to take back control of their destiny. Far from the rings of Goma, Tembisa Ngamlana wrestles boxing from the domain of men as she teaches young South African girls self-defense. Growing up in Cape Town's informal settlements is tough, and South Africa has horrifyingly high cases of gender-based violence. But sadly, not all sports officials have their athletes' best interests at heart. In Kenya, sports corruption affects people like Webster Lukose. He was almost an Olympian weightlifter.
I put all the effort I could, but unfortunately, for example, for my federation, which was supposed to be like my link to the scholarship and to the Olympics, really misappropriated the funds that were supposed to help me.
Former sports administrators were jailed or fined for embezzling funds, but their actions killed Webster's dream. That's not the only obstacle. Visa problems also stop Africans competing internationally. For Kenya's pioneering kayaking king, Sami Muturi, even his passion, personal funds and stacks of paperwork have not always been enough to get him the visa to compete in European kayaking championships.
We have to get lots of documents. These are like passport pictures, invitation letters, our bank statements, criminal record statements and all that stuff. I don't know why they do ask for all those documents.
It's tough times like these where you need a mentor or even a role model to help you through the bureaucratic, societal and mental hurdles of international competition.
Okay, get a mentor. Check. What else? In Tanzania, we have a saying that goes, mwili haujengwi kwa matofali. Translation, a body is not built by bricks. And yes, you guessed it, we'll now look at nutrition. I know that champions are always very picky about what they eat, weighing meals, taking tons of supplements, a protein shake here and there. So, what does a champion's body need to perform at the highest level? My colleague Rachel Ndwati found some surprising answers at the DW in-house gym.
Now we're getting real about food, but not just any kind of food, but the one that is consumed by athletes and people who are hitting the gym. Whether you're cycling or sweating out in the field or even pumping a road, what you eat can make or break you. And that's why I reach out to my colleague George Okachi, who tells me more on the same. Hi George, thanks for joining us today. And so you can start by giving us a scoop on the supplements theory.
Yeah, it's always a controversial topic. I never use any supplement, not because of being among the people who fear the effects of supplements. But the key thing is that studies have been done, numerous studies have been done to prove the efficacy of the supplements. They've been proven that they do work after people use them for a period of time. Yeah, so if you are someone who is a big fan of that, and if it can work with your body, why not?
Okay, and what's the biggest myth in terms of nutrition-wise and the gym?
That there is some food that you will eat and do nothing and expect to have, that trim dream body.
Okay, and in terms of hydration, do you normally advise for people to guzzle up water all the time, or are you the kind of person who likes to just take it a step at a time?
I wouldn't expect you to guzzle 3 liters of water. I'd expect a change within your body. Have the body to mind connection. Like this amount of water, when I take it, I feel good.
Last question. Let's talk about post-workout munchies. When you go to the gym, what's your recovery afterwards? Do you eat chicken or broccoli, or do you go for anything that you want that's on the table?
Your gains in the gym can be either be made better or broken down in the kitchen. Nutrition plays that critical and central role to define what gain you may have. It depends with your goal. Like for me, my goal would be like maybe sometimes I've had moments when I want to trim my body. Then I would make sure that my post-workout would be like taking a lot of protein, and that is the only time I'm eating.
Thank you so much, George.
Thank you, George and Rachel. And I'm sure a cheat meal here and there is totally okay, right? So, what we put in our bodies is immensely important. But once you got the nutrition part down, it's time to do some actual work. Put in the hours, perfect your skills. What does it take to build your physical and mental muscle? Rachel has some answers.
You know, in the sports world, everybody is trying to be physically fit. Everywhere you look, there's someone trying to exercise, and they're basically trying to look like this.
The fitness industry is booming and expected to grow by almost 10% in the coming years. And get this, there are 639 muscles in our bodies. Now that's a lot of muscles to train. In Uganda, Grandson is a bodybuilder. He started working out in the gym to improve his mental health.
After losing my beloved grandma, that's why I started gym, because it was a way of relieving me from depression and all that stuff.
He wanted to fulfill his dream of becoming a model and getting commercial projects. Now, he walks topless in Uganda as a form of exhibition and embracing his African roots. Many people would need a knife to split a melon into two, but get this, Grandson uses only his hands.
I feel better now, and I feel myself. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I be like, yo, I'm an art. So I be like, yeah, I can share this amazing art to the people outside, that I can inspire them also to be themselves and do something better for them.
But hey, did you know that our bodies aren't the only thing that need exercise? Our brains do too, and just like muscles, they need regular workouts to stay healthy and fit.
This is what pole billiard champions are doing in a different part of Uganda. It's all about calculating angles, planning shots, and figuring out how to win in the pole game through focus, strategy, and a little bit of finesse.
One has got to be patient and resilient, even when losing. You don't have to lose hope, you've got to keep training.
Although many might not consider brain sports as traditional sports, Kenya's Elizabeth Cassidy is changing the narrative. The young upcoming chess master is one of the best in the country and has won several championships. Elizabeth says there are a lot of things to consider becoming a chess master.
Before a major tournament, I always sleep early and I'm always nervous, so my dad always motivates me.
Elizabeth plays with her father to perfect strategies and tactics.
It has become very difficult to hire a coach. Plus now she is more advanced than me. So me training her is a challenge.
Whether you're hitting the gym or making strategic moves, exercising with your brain and mind is helpful for a champion because this makes you stay physically and mentally fit.
Staying mentally fit, having a sharp mind, that's exactly what you need if you want to excel in eSports. All right. I know there were times when you would only get sneers if you told people that playing video games competitively for hours is considered an actual sport. But we set out to prove once and for all that African mindsets are changing.
African gamers are uniting, showcasing their skills and embracing the thrill of competition. Whether it's mastering strategy in the League of Legends or showing off lightning-fast reflexes in Call of Duty, gaming is blowing up on the continent. In sub-Saharan Africa alone, there are some 186 million gamers, and that number is rising according to Africa Games Industry reports. And get this, you can make some serious cash from it too. In South Africa, players have raked in millions of dollars by winning tournaments in recent years. In Ivory Coast, there's this incredible culture brewing.
Competitive video gaming is starting to become a thing here. The mindset has to change because video gaming is now an international industry. The important thing about esport is that it has the capacity to attract huge audiences who come and watch. A bit like other sports. Today, some games can attract millions of people who connect online just to be able to watch others play.
And in Kenya, Sylvia G, aka Queen Arrow, is absolutely killing it in this male-dominated scene.
When I started out gaming, a lot of people are indifferent, my parents were indifferent and just even skeptical, like, why are you wasting time gaming? You're better off focusing on your studies. But I know that for a fact that in the West and in Asian countries, it's possible to make a living out of something that you can enjoy.
Now she's making a fortune out of her hobby, traveling around the world and promoting her brand. And she hopes more female gamers will fly Kenya's flag high someday.
I'd say the best revenge is to be success. I'm just hungry to succeed, and I'm also hungry to, just overcome these obstacles that have been in my way since I started my career. That is to say, my gender, I'd say even my race and where I come from at some point. I'm just determined to overcome those and make sure that I succeed and prove those who are doubting me wrong.
All right, my takeaway so far is that whether it's esports, boxing, or weightlifting, what you need to be really good is to have a very clear goal in mind. But that goal doesn't always have to be winning a medal. In Togo, my colleague Samson Adeleke found out that you can get a workout and at the same time be a champion for the environment.
Eco jogging, move and save our planet. It is 7 a.m. here in Afayan, Republic of Togo, and the women are about to begin their jogging. But wait a minute, let me tell you, it is more than exercise. It is called eco jogging. Let's begin, man. Are you ready for this? It is a combination of fitness and clean environment. How does it work? Eco jogging, you clean your environment while jogging. How is that possible?
it's possible to do it. And when we began, we explained to the eco-joggers that you run or you walk and you pick the trash you see on the way. So let me do it like this. You run and you pick it like this. And you put it on the back. Simple like this. Wow.
How many kilograms of waste are you expecting to gather today?
Today we are expecting to get more than 40 kilograms of plastic bag, and it's not easy to have 1 kilogram of plastic.
Okay, so you're going to focus on plastic alone for today.
Yes.
Each of the plastic bag that you see on the ground can stay for more than 400 years.
Yes, over 400 years on the ground. Wow. So we have plastic that take maybe 10 years here, and the people don't pick it. So with eco-jogging, we pick them and we will recycle them. Is the big thing we do. After collecting plastic, we don't throw it away. We recycle them to give them another life.
So, Eyunam, tell me, what is the secret behind your passion for eco-jogging?
I think we need sports to be in good health, and eco-jogging, we do sports and also we protect our environment.
Why do you guys decided to go with women this week?
My newspaper talk about women, and we know that women didn't practice sports, and we need to tell them it is very important to do sports and also to protect our environment. We know that women are in the family the person who talk to children and take care of the house. If our message protect environment, take care of yourself, go to them, we are sure that it's all the family who have the message.
Wow, it is inspiring to witness the unity and determination of these individuals to make difference in their community.
I love it. Thank you so much, Samson, for that report from Togo. All right, so having a goal is super important, but you and I know that setting a goal is one thing, following through is another thing. We get distracted, discouraged. We choose to watch TV instead of going for a run. So our final question today, what kind of a mindset do you need to become a champion? In Eldoret, Kenya, my colleague Edith Kimani had a deep conversation with the one and only multiple marathon record smasher Eliud Kipchoge.
The press called him GOAT, which is short for the greatest of all time. And marathon runner Eliud Kipchoge indeed defies human standards, especially since the Kenyan broke records in Vienna in 2019. As the first human in history, Kipchoge broke the 2-hour barrier at an astonishing average pace of completing 1 kilometer in 2 minutes 50 seconds. In 2021, he won his second Olympic gold medal. But who's the person behind the world-famous athlete?
It's a very big farm. It's very beautiful. You don't plan on retiring soon, do you?
No.
Yeah?
No, but not yet. But all in all, I'll retire. So.
We all will.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But you won't stop running, I'm guessing. Maybe not competing.
I will not stop running.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many years has it been now?
It's 18 years now.
18 years. This is the 18th year. Yeah. When you see everything that you've accomplished, surely you must feel very proud of yourself.
Yes, I am proud of myself. I am proud of those who are actually in my surrounding. That without them, actually, I couldn't be here now.
Yeah, that's actually what I want us to talk about, the people who are around you and how you're able to keep a very strong mind despite all the challenges. So is it okay if we go sit in your barn? I saw some haystacks. Today we are going to take you back to earth and put you on haystacks.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, let's go. athletes in particular endure a lot of stress and pressure. They have mental challenges which they sometimes don't talk to people about. How would you assess the state of sportsmen and women, their mental health, particularly in Kenya right now?
I think actually the stress with sportsmen and women actually is increasing, and it's unfortunate. But it's as a result of living or being surrounded by negative people.
Have you ever found yourself in that situation where you were experiencing these high levels of stress? And if so, how did you deal with it?
I have been surrounded for the last 18 years with the positive people, both actually in sport and outside the sport. So I think I'm a lucky one. I've been actually following the right values and having a value actually myself, which I can't live without it. I have things which I can die with those things.
What are these values that you say, they're so important to you that you actually can't live without them?
The value actually of integrity. In sport, what I mean by integrity is courage to go to the next mile, courage to face anything in your life, the value of the family, the value of self-discipline, the value of consistency. So I can live without those values, then there is no Eliud.
So who are these people that you've surrounded yourself with, who you say, they're the ones who hold you together when things are a bit shaky?
Oh, I'm surrounded by my coach, Patrick Sang. I'm getting all the values, I'm getting what's needed from him as far as even living is concerned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell me maybe some of the key points that he's taught you over the years? You've been with him a long time.
Yes, the first point is trusting myself, treating myself as the best one, living an honest life. Those are 3 points actually which he told me when I was still young.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to understand how you manage to control your emotions so well. Because you said in previous interviews that discipline is one of the ways to do that. Is this the only way? Because you're very tempered.
I understand life. You know, in this world, that you need to understand life. And anything comes in your way in a negative way, you need to understand. Because they say where there is life, then there is a challenge.
That's wonderful. And how would you advise, these young professionals? I'm sure you run with them here all the time. They must see you on the streets and want to give you a high five and want to get your autograph. How do you advise them to face the challenges of today? Because young people are grappling with a lot.
You need to show that you are a real professional. To be a professional is just, you build your career, you respect your professionalism, you work actually and respect your ethics of your professionalism. So it's somebody who is actually a value-oriented person. It's easy to manage. It's easy to instill anything you want to instill in a positive way, but you cannot instill anything negative because it's a value, he or she is a value-oriented man or woman. You cannot actually sway him or her in a negative way.
Yeah. I really love that you keep coming back to this whole idea of values, and I think I'm finally getting it, that if you stand for something, then it's hard for people to put their own evils in you, in a sense. When you think about your future at the moment, because you're a man who's accomplished everything in your career at this point, what do you visualize?
I think I am visualizing that I need to make our country a running country and the whole world a running world. Before call it tough actually in sport, and I'm still hungry to perform, to inspire the next generation and tell the young people that actually if you say yes in your heart and transfer to your mind and say it in your mouth, then you can perform. It's not about sport. That's about any other profession that we need people actually to respect their professions. We need people to invest in themselves and invest in their families, their friends, their neighbors. That's what that's what it's in my bucket list.
Yeah. That's a very busy bucket list. So how do you plan on making us a running nation or a running world? Because it's one thing to be inspired by you, but it's another thing to wake up in the morning and run yourself.
I'm trying to tell people that before you do anything, even spare your 30 minutes and run.
What
should
about
run.
these journalists who are behind us who are saying earlier that they don't have time? It's too busy, the schedule. What do you say to that?
There is nobody who is busy in this world. There is no responsibilities in this world. There is a responsibility, but no responsibilities. There is time for everything.
You just need to make time for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And stick with the time.
Oh my goodness. Were you taking notes? Because I sure was. Eliud Kipchoge, too much wisdom. That's why you're the best. Well, that does it for us here at the 77%. Remember to follow us on social media for more great content and inspirational stories like this.